Hello everyone and welcome to another match of the 2025 Roulette Rivals World Championship. This time we are back with a very exciting match from Group A. Zai, the returning rival, the, I guess, face of some of the most unfortunate heartbreaks of the Swiss stages this year, but definitely one of our top 20 players and someone who can definitely advance to the knockout stage. We'll face Scruffy, the RRWC 24 and defending world champion, as well as 3 times regular R champion, and probably favorite for any tournament that he enters, including this one. So should be a very entertaining one. And you can see the maps are Hokkaido first and Miami second, with Dartmoor being the random map last. And yeah, just accepting or like answering one last DM from Scruffy, who had difficulties logging in to his OBS, but seems like he's live. He's ready and we are ready as well to get started. I'm checking some other channels, but looks like we are all set. Let me see if the sounds... I'm sure some sounds will be there. Hey Mika. The explosion sodas got spin. Maybe. Maybe not. The other end of the spectrum is the sauna kill. Well, I am the admin, and I can tell you that both of you are wrong, but Joker J is slightly less wrong, because the first spin of this match of Zai vs Scruffy in Hokkaido is this. Eric Sodes, Silence Shotgun as the ninja, and Yuki Yamazaki, no KO, Silence Pistol as the helicopter pilot. Definitely some awkward disguise pairing, but well, I guess there is one very important caveat, which will be a knowledge check for players. After Soder's kill, and I guess the public one at that, the heli pilot becomes very difficult to grab. Gonna adjust the volumes a bit more, but please let me know if it's too loud or too silent or anything like that. So I'm very curious if either of these players will take it safe and bring the helicopter pilot to this morgue area before eliminating Soders. And that will be up to Scruffy first. Zai already had, I think, a quick replan there. But 30 seconds behind the in-game time-wise, he's into Hokkaido as well. There's Scruffy with the KO and the body being hidden, and I guess that's the big decision, and he will change disguises, so that will be fine there. Zai's getting into combat, just shooting from a wrong angle, a bit too close, and I guess right above those 2 guards, but if done from distance, should work out fine for him. Zai, yeah, that is still a bit too close. Just a double shot. I would have to be... Well, I'm not quite sure which way Zai will go to the morgue there. I suppose it will be just later on. Ooh, Zai only has a banana, so it's not really an ideal way to KO this handyman, but he might just do that. No, he skips on it. And he will actually skip on the entire morgue infiltration. Just going the, I guess, the longer way around. Yeah, it's a nice Twitch name. Welcome everyone. On Scruffy's side, oh, that was a delayed reaction, but I think the handyman is going for the throw, and that was a tiny bit of a whoosh, but luckily he didn't see... Oh, Scruffy realizing at the last second that he would be frisk going to that morgue, so Scruffy takes the same side as Zai did just a minute ago, and I think Zai will be the first one to get this Soder's kill. That's the kill now. But now the big dilemma, can you be there early enough for the helicopter pilot before he becomes, I guess, ungrabbable or too hard to get? Scruffy has no such problems and will do this 1 kill and 1 more disguise change in quick succession. There's the shotgun, which is silence, so good there. And even brings the shotgun with him as well. Of course, it's an illegal item, but it will work out fine for him, I think. I mean, Scruffy definitely has the I say variant pistol. Just didn't see that in the inventory. That will be a tiny bit too tight, but looks like Scruffy will be making it to the aquarium timing with one bullet distraction, but it doesn't hit. I guess it hits someone else, but Yuki does bite onto that briefcase. Now the question is, can these two, well, not two KOs, one KO and one kill be happening? Can that happen before the guard? Ooh, it's tricky. It will be a lockdown. That's a question mark. And Scruffy might be saving this one. Oh my goodness. Oh, at the same time as I. Oh, he threw the banana. Okay. Oh. I did miss him, but I think Zai was just a bit too late for that disguise grab, just as we mentioned, because not only the handyman was, I guess, in the way. We know that all those guards here after a short while, and yeah, it's a very nice save by Scruffy. First try 57. I guess the only way you could do this any faster if you just take more risks and drag fewer people, but I will have to accept this now because I just realized that I am the admin. 5 and 3 is 8, so I think we can already go to Miami. Yeah, definitely. I guess it's a tricky knowledge check, knowing that the heli pilot becomes harder to get, and because it being a ninja spin, you can't really do anything faster than aquarium. I think Scruffy did the right thing, managed the risks in a correct way, and got just enough things done before that second kill. And of course, it was slight bit sketchy till the end, but that is Scruffy the first map win. Situation of this match, in this group specifically, I should have checked the website, but I'm just gonna check the sheets. Not a lot of matches played in this 7-player group, which features, I think, 5 very experienced players. Well, that's not fair. 6 of them are experienced, and then Fugu Anton is, I guess, the second time. No, Fugu is a rookie. Yeah. But he has started with a win already, so definitely a nice debut for him. But in other words, this is a 4 or 5, maybe 6-player battle for 4 spots. Of course, Scruffy, the favorites for this group and maybe for the entire tournament. Look.png, a very consistent top 10 player. Mika, who's in the chat, so let's not try to say too many good things about them, but they've been playing kind of well as well. And, well, that 4th spot was, I guess, the one that is harder to predict before the tournament. Is it either Zai or maybe Currymaker? Or can either of them be pipped by the returning Tenor 23? And I guess the early indications is that with North being swept by Scruffy, that's not a lot of info for us, because anyone could get swept by Scruffy. Curry also gets swept by him. But yeah, Zai was the one person with a upset overachievement, anyway you want to shape this, but he has defeated Look.png a couple of days ago, I guess 2.5 days ago, which is 4 very important points for this group fight, and I think Zai is definitely favored over Curry at this point for that 4th spot, or Zai could go even higher, and I think this match for him is, not gonna say I guess it's free of stress, because you definitely enter the match with an expectation of being swept by Scruffy, but if you can take just a single map, that's already a very nice achievement and can bring you a long way towards that maybe 2nd or even 3rd place. And it's time for Miami, 2nd map, and Scruffy's pick, Sierra Knox, Fiber Wireless CrossFit Engineer. You cannot specify her, not that anyone would ever do that. And Robert Knox, Loud Assault Rifle as Cowboy Mechanic. I guess it is pretty straightforward. The kind of disguises would... I'm not a IV/medic lure type of person, but you could always have the argument of setting it up on Sierra's side, bring the mechanic to Robert, get the first kill, change into the engineer which is nearby, and then go back to the medic area for the Sierra kill. But I wouldn't be even sure what time that amounts to, and maybe these players are, and they decided to go concept engineer either way. Scruffy on the right is 15 seconds ahead of in-game time. Already the evidence down, and this feels a bit like Ghost mode where we have an objective very far away from the start, and they are taking entirely different ways. They're both with green guns. What's Scruffy doing there? That was a couple bullet distractions, but was that meant to be a body shot or on someone? To be able to get inside? That kind of made the entire infiltration harder. I would have to ask Scruffy after this match what this was about. But he's through. He's in the VIP / I guess paddock area, and could be looking to end the race with Dongle, but I think Zai will definitely be looking towards that sugar, just judging by the fact which part of the map he is, and he's going towards that across the paddock. One bullet distraction to turn the waiter, and there's the sugar, and I guess Zai might be the first person to initiate this. Oh, that was very close by Scruffy, who, yeah, he did end up going all the way through this area, and he doesn't have a crowbar at this point, so we'll have to go through here. Kind of have to pray that the event security doesn't turn yet, and he does. It's gonna be a long push there, but I think the gun doesn't help with. So yeah, we have ended up with a, despite the in-game time difference, a slight Zai lead, and I think the next chunk of this spin is gonna be very straightforward. It's the sugar cutscene into the Sierra peekaboo, into grabbing cow mechanic, preferably the free one from downstairs, take the agency pickup with it, which, I mean, definitely Scruffy has it down there, probably gonna be the same for Zai, and make it to Robert. We'd have to see what Zai's other firearm is. If it's a trank, then it's looking quite good for Zai, but this is still half the spin remaining. The pathing by Scruffy definitely didn't help this spin so far. Not really getting the nice peekaboo there. But now it works out. There's the fiber wire. And although not quite a 30-second lead as a minute ago, I think Zai will definitely be well in the lead to finish the first half of the spin. Yeah, Scruffy is not wasting any time with this peekaboo. I think he's not quite happy with his routing yet, but he can feel, and he will be right, that he is currently behind, and he fails the peekaboo. So much for the, I guess, the gun assisted peekaboo, but I guess the gun will be assisting in a second way, because the bullet distraction will help him out, as Zai is taking a very long way around, and I think he's gonna be an enforcer, and Zai has to restart. Oh, that's unfortunate. Only because he wanted to dodge that camera, I think, outside his garage. And yeah, it's gonna be difficult to see Scruffy restart to the rest of his run. He can feel like he is behind, which could make him rush this final 2 minutes, but other than that, there's nothing really that could make it difficult. Scruffy turns to guard and ends up wanting to turn this guy, or I guess not wanting to turn him right either. Oh, second camera shot doesn't work for Zai, but it's all in Scruffy's hands now. Not familiar with the 5-minute timing. Consume poison is 6:20, I think, which means that around the 5.5-minute mark, Robert will be in his office. So unless there's some cycle adjustment that I'm not knowing about, and I think it won't be far between the laptop shot, which Scruffy just does, and the isolation/kill. Brilliant AR there. Mika says snipe would have been fun on this one. Definitely fun. I'm not sure. It's well, I really don't like doing that one with any of the guns other than the sniper rifle, but I guess you don't really have to chit chat just yet, because the evidence that Scruffy has deleted 5 minutes ago was the result of another bullet distraction and panic, and both of them are in the same room. And this is gonna be very difficult if either of these guards will leave the room. Thankfully for Scruffy, this is not a live kill, but the way these guards are shuffling around, looks like it was safe, and I think Scruffy could still get a body founder, but it looks like the heads didn't turn in an unfortunate way. Oh man. I think that is the part of the cycle for those guards where you could very easily see that Robert right there. One KO and the second one's not moving. Scruffy somehow, well, I was gonna say back to green guns, but I guess back to safety. And that will be a gunshot heard on the kill, but as always it is nicely shot and only heard by the events, so the race marshal, so that will be a green gun exit for Scruffy. Very messy Mumbai for his standards as well, but for I guess a lot of people as well, but a nice 6.52 first try was enough against Zai, who had that unfortunate rip, and we are 4-0 after 2 maps. I did miss some of the chat here for the final part of Miami. Time suggested event crew start, nearby engineers, and the race to the flag. I half agree, and half I don't know, because I guess crew start would be my go-to engineer grab, but I wouldn't have been sure about the race ending with the flag. I would have to check that, and especially with Afro doing it. Hello and welcome. Yes, this is a challenge. This is a community tournament. These players are playing missions of the Hitman trilogy, and they are receiving the same random kill conditions at the same time, and the first one to finish receives 2 points, and we have points become matches, matches become tournaments. I guess, I hope this is, and this might be helping out. If anyone wants to read a bit between 2 maps. But yeah, this is a silent assassin challenge run. Some people like to say it, or some people like to say it's a speedrun. Somewhere between the middle, of course. And yes, Scruffy is not happy about the Miami he's played, but even that was a first try and a strong map win, and now he's guaranteed to win the match, but the World Championship group stages are in a playoff 3 format, so no matter the score, we play the final map. Because the group stage is decided by total points scored. Hello, Bad Blood, welcome. Yes, the players and the people of this community are creative, and I guess even if you try a single player game, you can try to stream it, you can find a person to stream it against, and in the end it will end up being a tournament. So I can only recommend the Discord command and joining the Discord there, because it's gonna be 7 weeks of tournament action. 6 more, I guess, around this point, because this has been going on for a week now. And yeah, this community is very capable, very nicely doing all kinds of challenges in all different game modes, as we have another match from another stream. This was, I guess, barely the one that finishes later, but we will have the people from the other match soon. But will they have a match to watch? I'm not sure, because the final spin is here. Alexa Carlisle, shotgun as Mansion Guard. And yeah, you would think that this would need like 9-10 minutes, or if I'm reading the comment correctly, but this is gonna be very fast. These players will be able to do this in less than 2 minutes if all things go well. They start with a fast forward suit start, which means that Alexa Carlisle will be making her way down to have the family meeting, and that will be a prime opportunity to make her sick and isolate her in a bathroom. Of course, the rest of the spin is not just killing her, but also securing the case file, or I guess the case on the constant. Sorry if I'm spoiling the story a little, but this is kind of how we have to roll with this one. But there's the magic grenade that both players are using, and they will be throwing at Alexa's feet, making her sick, and they will, or she will, go to the bathroom on this side for both players if things go well. There's the tranquilizer used on Rebecca, as you could see the butler being tranked a couple seconds prior, so that's the case file secured for both players. But now it's gonna be quite close there. Scruffy already securing the exit by shooting the final guard with an enforcer, getting that kill, and will exit in 5 seconds. But for Zai, she's just a bit later. Looks like it's still gonna be green guns, but Zai doesn't have the keys, and Scruffy doesn't have the keys either, and Scruffy is now being blocked by this enforcer, and Zai is gonna be dancing around but turns red in the end, so it will be Scruffy who finishes, and Zai is not finishing. That was a huge risk by Zai. I can definitely imagine that it works out most of the time, but generally that trank would have been so much better for him. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out, and it will be 6 for Scruffy. Oh boy. That's crazy, and definitely unfortunate for Zai, who had his chances in both Miami and Dartmoor. But as I said before, it's kind of a pressure-free situation for him, because he's playing the world champion, and any points would have been great, but if no points, then Zai is still looking very good for advancing. Let's see the group standings. Shotgun Gang wins again. Shotgun Gang wins again, apologies. It's always nice to see. But it looks like we have the updated group stage here. Scruffy with 18 points. That's 3 matches won, and winning all 9 of his matches in the tournament so far. Obviously not, he's the only player with 3 matches played, so it's not kind of even, but you can see the 14-point difference is not something that many players will be able to bridge, and Scruffy is definitely looking very good for that group win that he is projected to do as the defending world champion. Zai, after a win and a loss, and 2 matches in total, he's in 3rd place, same as Fugu Anton, who has only played 1 match, but I think these places will all be decided when they actually play each other, and not really when Scruffy eventually wins against them, or usually wins against them. In terms of upcoming matches, we have 2 more for tonight, and if you are from the US of A, or the Americas as broadly, then we will have 1 more match in 9 hours. But next up will be Fly Fury versus Eyes. I think that's a clash of the Eastern European roulette community, because Fly Fury is from Russia and Eyes is from North Macedonia. And I think they are in the same community anyway. They will be playing Haven Island in Colorado in just 37 minutes. And Quatility versus Mr. Mike. That's going to be a very high level matchup between one of the dark horses of the tournament, and Mr. Mike, who is the brains behind all the automation you see, and basically heat maps, as you can see it at the bottom. That will be in 2 hours and a bit. We'll have to just post this link once more. I would love to invite you to this Discord if you haven't joined before or haven't joined already. That's the best way of, I guess, learning about future matches or just learning about the games. And of course, Hitmaps is your one-stop shop for all your Hitman needs, as people like to say it. If you need items, if you need any sort of locations and help, that's the best site for that. But with that, I would like to say thank you everyone for watching. GG's to both Scruffy and Zai, and until next time, see you everyone.